Hi, thank you for watching. My goal is that for the next 5 to 10 minutes you have something worth listening. I believe that we live in a society that we scroll, we listen, and whether we believe it or not directly, it impacts what we hear from other people. So I hope that what I have to tell you reminds you how valuable your life is and how important is your purpose in this world, not only for yourself, but to others. So here we go. So a little context about myself. Throughout my entire life, I tried different activities. I tried swimming, I tried volleyball, I tried basketball, I tried dancing, ballet, contemporary. And today, as a grown-up, I can understand why I had to try so many. Not only because I need to expand my horizons, but also because none of them lasted. Some of them maybe a couple of years, 3 years, 4 years max, but then it was like, okay, what's next? I realized that one thing was missing, and that's passion. Volleyball apparently was one of the closest one that I really got engaged, but that doesn't mean that today I play volleyball. On the other hand, if you go to the opposite side of the spectrum, there was one thing that would always blew my mind, always get me excited, and that happened when I was 5 years old. That happens still today in my mid-20s, and that's painting and drawing, creating. I will ask my parents to keep all the cardboard boxes so that I could create something. Today, I think it translates more into painting and drawing, but you see the pattern. It so impacted my life that I decided that for a living, I wanted to be a designer. Now, I wish I could say that I do painting and drawing for a living, but that's not the case. I claim to be a designer, but by no means I think that I'm an artist. That painting and drawing passion goes more to my hobbies and something I do after work. But you see the point, the inspiration carry over into my professional life today. Whether it's my work or college or just my teenage years or even as a kid, I see a pattern when I create stuff. So I would have a vision, I would have an idea of something I want to paint, and then I will start executing it. Through my execution, I would realize like, ooh, this material is not responding as I wanted. But I will still continue with my vision. Eventually, as a human, I would think, nope, I'm not liking this, but I will just keep trusting my vision. And that's how I came up with that concept when I was in college. Just trust your vision. But that's a separate conversation. I kept trusting my vision, and eventually I will just power through and get to a point that I will look at the proposal and be like, this is actually pretty cool. This actually can work. So I will consider this my own masterpiece, you know, something that I will look at it, I kid you not, I will finish, put it maybe like in front of me and be like, this is good, this is good stuff. If I was a kid, it was a teenager, I would probably show it to my parents and be like, look dad, look mom. In college, that would be a good grade. Today at work, when I do something good after all this process, my boss will also say, this is good to go. That's the masterpiece concept of just the creation process and how much effort and time I dedicate to something that I'm really passionate about. And you can tell as I'm speaking that I am really into that. Maybe a year and a half ago in a class, a pastor asked me to read Ephesians 1, 2, and 3, chapter 1, 2, and 3, and asked me to read all the statements that God says that I am. But instead of just reading like, I love you, I chosen you, you are loved, or whatever, you should make it an I statement. And I totally encourage you to do that because it blew my mind when I did it, because it changes the perspective. You know, you're reading it and you're reading, I love you, you are chosen, you are special, all these different things. But now you change it to, I am loved by God, I am chosen by God, and I am special because God says so. So it blew my mind when I started changing that into my own statement, because I guess that we're getting that comfort zone of hearing all these God's promises, but not believing that actually could be your promise, or it's actually your promise, whether you believe it or not. But one of them hit harder. You know, there are some aha moments when you are walking life that I truly believe is the Spirit talking to us. And it's in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, and it says, for we are God's masterpiece. He has created us as new in Jesus Christ, so we can do the good things He plans for us long ago. That blew my mind, because now do it with the I statement. For I am God's masterpiece. He has created me new in Jesus Christ so that I can do good things that He has planned for me long ago. What? So again, go back to the point. Pam this person that loves to create, loves to paint, loves to do things throughout her life, and to have these mini masterpieces for herself or for others, suddenly realizes that I am God's masterpiece. And now I'm encouraging you to think it that way. You are God's masterpiece. As I said, as a creator, you need to commit to your vision. As a creator, you need to choose very particular which element, which materials you want to use to come up with your resolution. You need to trust your vision. As you are building it, doesn't look like it's gonna work, but you're the creator, you know what you're doing, so you're gonna commit till the end. And by the time you're done, because it's that good, you're gonna call it a masterpiece. Imagine that the creator of the universe, the one that puts the stars in place and knows them by name, the one that knows how many hairs you have in your hair, and the one that knows everything about you, considers you his masterpiece. He chose you, he thought about you, and this verse says that he just not only came up with the idea of creating you, he thought about you long ago. So whether you believe or not, your life holds purpose, and holds purpose in Jesus Christ. You were wonderfully made, created to his image, and considered a masterpiece. So next time you see yourself and you are scrolling and comparing yourself to other successes or appearances or whatever it is, just remember you are a masterpiece. You are complete in Jesus Christ. And if that's not enough, ask God to reveal a little bit of that on you. Sometimes I believe that he can just confirm it with something very tangible that we can see around. Maybe someone refers to you and mentions that specifically. Maybe you read it in the Bible, or maybe you just have that confirmation and peace in your heart. But I encourage you to think about it. You are God's masterpiece. You were purposefully made and thought way long ago before you were created. I hope you have a great day and see you next time.